As I closed my eyes for what could possibly be the last time, you think I'd feel sadness, anger, fear? But I felt nothing. Nothing but the desire to live. This time, my mind wasn't playing any games. I knew immediately, the second I opened my eyes, that I was in his world. I felt that I had full control of my body. I could walk anywhere. So, braving the night, I grabbed my phone and ventured out of my room. I knew he could be anywhere, and I knew once he saw me, clearly not doing nothing like he politely asked, he would be pissed off. So, our roles were switched. I would have to stay hidden, watching him, while he would be looking for me. I stayed on my guard, sticking to one spot for a bit, and then quickly and quietly scurrying to another position. My house wasn't the biggest, might I add. It did have 2 floors, but not that many rooms within each. It didn't take long for him to realize I didn't want to follow his plan. I heard a cry that I couldn't tell whether it was frustration, anguish, or laughter. It reverberated throughout the entire house. This is where the real challenge began. I scampered around, looking for anywhere I could hide as his footsteps rang out. I had to be selective about where I chose to hide. It had to be concealed enough for him to not gravitate towards me, but open enough for a quick getaway if he got too close. Mind you, I could lock myself in the bathroom, but I prefer to reserve that as a last resort. So, I had to settle for crouching and scuttling around a dining room table based on his position when I would be downstairs. And upstairs was tricky, for I had too narrow of a hallway. However, sliding myself behind open doors against walls seemed to do the trick. Eventually, his positioning did push me into a corner, and I was forced to hide behind the couch. I was in a tight spot. I peeked out, and surprisingly didn't see him. I got up to get a better view of the room, when I felt a yank on my arm and was put in a headlock. Not even looking up, I could feel him grinning at me. Without even guessing what would happen, I sank my teeth into his arm, and he yowled. He loosened his grip on me, which gave me a perfect opportunity to escape. But to where? I had nowhere to hide to, and he could outrun me. But maybe I could outlast him. I ran upstairs, hoping to use up more of the nighttime. I heard him charging after me. I didn't look back. I flung myself into my bathroom, slammed the door shut, and locked it. This could buy me maybe a few moments. I hoped that I would wake up, that I could end this nightmare with me not murdered. All of a sudden, whether it was my fault or not, I knew in my heart what I'd have to do. In a flash, he appeared in front of me.
Any last words?
He said. "I'm sorry," I replied. This caused him to flinch.
What?
"Regardless of what you're going to do to me, I wanted to say I'm sorry.
For what?
For killing you. I don't know when it was. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why I did it. I'm sorry that I did it." The demon was speechless for at least a minute. After that, he smiled, and I could see a tear form from his eyes. Eyes that used to look so inhumane, but now their yellow turned to a wood brown, the color of my eyes.
Thank you, Joseph. You'll never know how much this means to me. Now, I can depart in peace.
And with that, his body turned to dust, and I never saw him again. And neither did I have any nightmares after that. Every night from then on was peaceful and still. Thank you so much for listening. If you're listening to this on YouTube, then feel free to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I release content like this. If you're listening to this on another platform, then do whatever it is you do on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, or whatever. You know the platform better than me. Credits to all the sound effects I didn't create will be listed and linked in the description. Huge thanks to my backpacker for making the art for this series. Inspiration for this project goes to Scott Cawthon's Five Nights at Freddy's and Q Code's The Edge of Sleep. Thanks again for listening, and have a good one. Peace.